We got an update in the Gina Carano lawsuit case against Disney and Lucasfilm because the company decided to settle out of court with Gina Carano in a manner that the actress feels is a victory on her behalf. Now, previously, Disney tried to get the lawsuit dismissed, but after a lot of stalling and other things like that, it's finally moving forward to the discovery phase, and that's when Disney decided to reach a settlement with the actress. It seems as if the company wanted to get this off their books before people start really looking into what's going on behind the scenes, because once you start hitting the discovery phase, it kind of opens the door, and Disney does not want that have that happen. But before we get into all this, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and if you can, leave a comment and hit the like button because it helps out. So I have this article pulled up here from That Park Place with this headline: breaking, Gina Carano, Disney, and Lucasfilm have reached a settlement in her wrongful termination and discrimination case. So scrolling further down, it just kind of has a little bit of a background on what happened with this case for people who aren't super familiar with it. Carano, who played Cara Dune in the show's first two seasons, that's of The Mandalorian, was fired in 2021 after posting controversial cautionary opinions on social media, including a post warning about the treatment of fellow Americans to the social climate of Germany during World War II. Her actual social media post basically said before the Holocaust took place, Germany taught their citizens to demonize Jewish people, and she says Americans shouldn't demonize other Americans because they have a different belief than them, basically saying everyone should get along, which I don't see why that's a controversial opinion, but some people took it to mean that she was talking about conservatives specifically because she has also shared more conservative leaning views on social media before that. And if Disney just fired her following this, that's one thing. But they directly reference this post and other social media posts that she made as to reason why they're firing her. And in the state of California where this lawsuit was filed, you're not allowed to fire people for their political beliefs at all. And not only did they fire her, saying that they fired her because of her political opinions, but also they lied about what she was saying. They actually said she was basically downplaying the Holocaust and saying that conservatives are the same as Jews in the Holocaust, which firing her for political beliefs is one thing, but then when you're lying about what she was saying and making false statements of facts, that's when you kind of get into the defamation territory. And that's pretty much what brought on this lawsuit. Her lawsuit was filed in 2024 with financial backing from Elon Musk. And what that's about is Elon Musk said after he took over X, if people were fired for or wrongfully terminated because of statements that they made on social media, then contact him and he'll help fight those companies, because he was wanting to create a platform where people felt safe to share their opinions without repercussions. So Gina Carano reached out to him, and Elon Musk decided to take up this case. I mean, he had his own axe to grind against Disney. So, bedfellows and all that. Alleged that Disney and Lucasfilm targeted and defamed her for her political views and treated her differently from male co-stars who made similarly controversial statements. Now, this is a reference to Pedro Pascal, who said basically half the country were Nazis. I want to say that's a similar controversial opinions. I think what he was saying was significantly worse than what she was saying. She was saying, can't we all just get along? And Pedro Pascal was saying half the country deserves to be killed, essentially. And not only did he not get fired, but he has since gotten more projects with Disney and kind of become the face of two of their major franchises, which are Star Wars and the MCU. So yeah, it really wasn't smart on Disney's part to try to say that, to try to fire her directly referencing posts that are somewhat political of hers. Meanwhile, keeping someone on board with the company who's made statements that are significantly more inflammatory than what she was saying, but on the other side of the political aisle. Dominic Patton reported that the source close to Carano told Deadline she is happy with how things were dealt with. The settlement terms were not disclosed. That's usually how a lot of these settlements are handled. They don't want people to know how badly Disney lost in this manner. So there's probably some confidential agreement that she's going to be signing in for this settlement. But a Lucasfilm spokesperson stated that Carano was respected by colleagues, and that the company looks forward to potential future collaborations with her. Now, does this mean that they're going to bring her character back to Star Wars? I don't know. I mean, I saw some posts on social media talking about this. saying like, oh, does this mean that they're gonna put her in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie? Like, I'm not really gonna expect that much. This is from last December, where we heard the filming for that movie was already concluded. Now, are they going to have some pickup shots and other things like that? Perhaps. I wouldn't necessarily put it past Disney if they wanted to put her in it to film some scenes that they can add her in it to as like a cameo or something like that. And of course, if they do that, I mean, she's probably going to be featured in the marketing, the show, like no, to try to garner some goodwill for Gina Carano fans, and to try to say like, see, we've buried the hatchet. Look, she's going to be in our next movie. I just wouldn't personally expect that. The Walt Disney Company and Lucasfilm are pleased to announce that we have reached an agreement with Gina Carano to resolve the issue in her pending lawsuit against the companies. Ms. Carano was always well respected by her directors, co-stars, and staff, and she worked hard to perfect her craft while treating her colleagues with kindness and respect. And a lot of this stuff from her colleagues who worked on The Mandalorian with her, I mean, this isn't actually unusual. A lot of the people, even Pedro Pascal, who was far left, had good things to say about Gina Carano prior to all this going on and after she got fired. So this just kind of reiterates what's going on. Now, does company leadership feel the same way? I don't know. We haven't heard anything about them in regards to Gina Carano previously. So this just feels like something that they're obligated to say after this settlement. 5 hours earlier, Carano posted to X, and the truth shall set you free. So she made this post before the announcement was made, because when she makes this post, people are like, wait, what's going on? What's this talking about? Then we hear that this lawsuit was settled. It's like, oh, okay, that's it. She made other statements in regard to this following the announcement. So here's the biggest statement that she made on social media, directly referencing the settlement. I've come to an agreement with Disney/Lucasfilm, which I believe is the best outcome for all parties involved. I hope this brings some healing to the force. I want to extend my deepest, most heartfelt gratitude to Elon Musk, a man I've never met, who did this good Samaritan deed for me in funding my lawsuit. Thank you, Mr. Musk and X, for backing my case and asking for nothing in return. To my lawyers, Schreier/Jeff, who walked me through this unknown territory, thank you for your wisdom and guidance. I am humbled and grateful to God for his love and grace in this outcome. I'd like to thank you all for your unrelenting support throughout my life and career. You've been the heartbeat that has kept my story alive. I hope to make you proud. I'm excited to flip the page and move on to the next chapter. My desire remains in the arts, which is where I hope you will join me. Yes, I'm smiling from my heart to yours, Gina. She shouldn't make those heart to yours or extending my heart out to you, Elon Musk gestures and all this. Now, there are some people who are disappointed with this, not people who are fans of Disney, but people who are backing Gina Carano, because the actress previously said that she wasn't sure whether or not she was going to move forward with all this because she was saying she wants it to go to settlement because she wants to reach that discovery phase and show like what's going on with Disney behind the scenes. Disney obviously has an incentive to try to avoid that. Previously, like I said before, they were stalling the case and trying to drag it out and basically wear her down. She was saying she wasn't going to give up, but she wasn't sure whether or not she was going to settle. And that was something that she kind of has to say. You can't say like, yeah, I'm willing to settle if they give me an offer. But you can't throw it out either. So you have to make it seem as if like, okay, yes, I'm willing to settle if they reach the right agreement. But a lot of people wanted that discovery phase. But if that happened, that would really be damaging towards Disney, because publicly and to their shareholders, if they say we're politically neutral as a company, and yet behind the scenes, you can see that that's not the case. A lot of people can probably figure out as much that they're not politically neutral. But if there's actually some hard evidence, and then you also see stuff behind the scenes, like if there was emails saying like firing her from the Mandalorian in the manner that they did was detrimental to the company, but they're doing it anyway because of ideological reasons, well, then that's when you start getting into legal territories against Disney and their shareholders, because that means they're directly harming their shareholders for personal reasons. And that's something that they can't get out. Now, this is obviously speculation on my part. I don't know if that's what's going on, but it really does feel like Disney was trying so hard to get the case thrown out because they didn't want that to happen. And once it was moving forward to Discovery, a lot of people were saying like, okay, this is what we were waiting for. Let's see what happens. And Gina Carano said like, yeah, she would like to see that happen, but it seems like Disney reached an agreement that she couldn't turn down on this one. Probably some financial agreements, and maybe they're going to bring her back onto the Mandalorian. I don't know to what capacity or anything like that, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens leading forward. But let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Do you think she should have kept fighting this, or do you think this is a good outcome for Gina Carano? And also, if you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date with the latest entertainment news. And don't forget to click the like button and share the video out there because it helps out with the channel. Thank you.